afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. We made it another week, and we're back together on the same set.
How about that? That's progress. We're making some progress.
Yeah, numbers going down in Dane County, so management thought, well, we're what, 10 feet away?
It's good to see you in person.
We can talk now during commercials.
Yes.
No, we watch the commercials intently, just like you. All right, let's take a look at what's happening in the news today. Developing today, a man initially scheduled to go to trial for murder in Dane County instead may take a plea deal. We'll walk you through the Riley Berg case.
A rude awakening for some people in Belleville this morning. A semi crashed into the side of a house.
And another prominent state lawmaker is walking away. What does this mean for the state of politics in Wisconsin? Let's take a look at the state of the weather outside. It's snowing out a little bit right now.
Yeah,
but,
just a few flurries. It's cold today, though.
Yeah, it's just sort of bone-chilling. Flurries ending soon, though. Austin's in the backyard. Are they still falling?
You know, we do still have a few snowflakes falling, but not as many as what we saw just a few hours ago. We did end up picking up about a dusting or so here in the Madison area. I'm sure a lot of other communities also saw much of the same, but that's really all we're expecting here for today. Just a few more flurries to wrap up our afternoon and evening. 14 degrees outside, so it's another day where it's going to stay quite on the colder side of things. That massive storm on the East Coast now finally starting to exit, but still bringing some snowfall to quite a few communities. And even here in southern Wisconsin, we saw our fair share of those snow showers and flurries. But if you notice, however, most of that has moved out to the east. And even right here in the Madison area, we are still looking at a few flurries, but we're not going to see any more or much more accumulation as compared to what we currently have on the ground. But it's 14 here in Madison, 19 in Janesville, 10 degrees in Black River Falls. Lots of teens here across the board. Viroqua at 9 right now, so our temperatures are quite cold. Later on tonight, we have a low of 1 degree below zero. Wind chills yet again falling to around 5 to 15 degrees below zero. But then we're finally going to start to see some additional warmth here, especially towards the middle portion of this next week. So I'm looking forward to that. But how about any more additional snow chances? I'll have a look at your extended forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes, Austin. Thank you. Well, instead of a trial, we'll next see Riley Berg in court for a hearing that could avoid one altogether. The 23-year-old accused of murdering a Navy veteran in 2020 has a plea hearing next week.
The now 23-year-old is accused of killing Nicholas Day in January of 2020. Our Brady Mallory joins us with why this case has taken so long to get to this point. Brady?
Well, authorities had originally thought Day was the victim of a hit and run because of where his body was found. However, his body had gunshot wounds and significant cuts to his neck. At the time, the sheriff called it an extremely brutal homicide. Berg's trial has been delayed multiple times due to competency hearings and rescheduling. He was initially found incompetent to stand trial in April 2020 before being deemed competent after treatment in October of 2020. However, Berg said a month later he did not believe he was. So a judge put proceedings on hold and ordered additional treatment. In another hearing in February of 2021, Berg told the court he was competent and a pretrial conference was scheduled. Berg's father told investigators his son was being treated for schizophrenia and was hospitalized in 2017. Berg's hearing is set for Monday.
Brady, thank you. A semi-truck hit a home in Belleville on North Harrison Street this morning. The crash happened at 7 a.m. The driver of the semi and one person who was in the home were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. There was also a dog in the semi, but the dog is safe with Belleville police while the driver is in the hospital. Witnesses told the fire department they saw the semi drive directly into the home. The trailer of the semi was not loaded, making it lighter than it normally would be.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office says it is continuing to investigate an officer-involved shooting on Madison's east side yesterday morning, but is still offering little detail about what happened. Authorities say the incident happened near the intersection of American Parkway and East Park Boulevard around 9:20 yesterday in the morning when state and local law enforcement agencies were working to arrest someone during the attempted arrest. A law enforcement officer fired their weapon. Today, the Dane County Sheriff's Office said authorities were trying to arrest a 38-year-old man man on a Department of Corrections warrant. The man is in custody and remains hospitalized with unspecified, non-life-threatening injuries. Authorities have not named the suspect nor said why the warrant was issued.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court has rejected a request by Republican gubernatorial candidate Rebecca Kleefisch to take over an absentee ballot box challenge in Wisconsin. The 4-3 ruling comes as justices are already considering a separate lawsuit challenging the use of drop boxes in Wisconsin. Kleefisch's lawsuit argued the Wisconsin Elections Commission went beyond what state law allowed in terms of absentee ballot drop boxes. Conservative Justice Brian Hagedorn provided the swing vote, joining the court's liberals to reject Kleefisch's petition. Well, it is becoming a familiar headline lately. Another prominent state lawmaker is stepping down.
Naomi Coles talks to Senate Minority Leader Janet Bruley about what's next for Democrats. Naomi.
Bruley made her announcement earlier this week. She started her legislative career a bit later in life and is now 70 as she announces she won't run for re-election this fall. Bruley has been the Senate Minority Leader for basically the entire pandemic since April 2020, and she served in the Senate since 2015. I asked her, what advice does she have for Democrats if they lose Governor Evers in the executive branch this fall?
You just keep going. You know, history is written by people who don't give up. The stories of defeat and then success, you know, the people at the barricades, the conditions under which George Washington continued to fight in the American Revolution.
She joins other major leaders in both parties who are either leaving the legislature or stepping down from leadership roles. This Sunday on For the Record after Face the Nation, join me for my entire conversation with Bruley and the regrets and triumphs she had along the way.
Now, is anything unusual about all the retirement announcements coming out of the Senate, the state legislature right now?
You know, I think there's two things. Number one is there's a number of Republicans and Democrats both saying, hey, we're not going to be running again this fall. But the thing is, for Republicans, a lot of them are leaving entirely, while for Democrats, a lot of them are moving on. They're trying to run for things like lieutenant governor or another seat in the Senate. And I think the second thing that's unusual is I actually counted about 4 or 5 of the 11 departures we're counting for this fall. Several of them are from this class of 2010 during this Tea Party wave. A lot of those Republicans that came in, they are now leaving after 12 years, and Bruley as well. She was part of that freshman class.
That's interesting, and what's even more significant too is that party leaders are stepping down. What impact does that have? Yeah, she's the 3rd major party leader now announcing she's leaving leadership, and I think the impact here is they're the ones that set the tone for the party, right? Like when we need a response for some new breaking development in politics, we go to the party leaders. They set the tone for what's going to happen. And so when we see party leaders setting down, we should be prepared for a shift going forward.
Interesting. We'll see you Sunday on For the Record at 10:30.
Thank you, Naomi. The state is celebrating the 4th annual Transit Equity Day to commemorate what would have been Rosa Parks' 109th birthday. Parks refused to give up her seat on a city bus to a white man in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955. Her courageous act of defiance helped spark the civil rights movement. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway says making sure everyone has access to affordable public transportation is one of her top priorities.
Equity in public transit is a top priority for the city of Madison. We know that Metro Transit is a critical transportation resource for low-income and BIPOC communities, and yet those communities are not always well served by transit here in Madison.
Mayor Rhodes Conway also stressed the importance of the bus rapid transit plan to reduce transit inequities in Madison.
The opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics took place in Beijing this morning. For the Parade of Nations, a twist for Team USA. Teammates chose curling legend John Schuster and bobsledder Ilana Myers-Taylor as flag bearers, but Brittany Bowe will walk for Myers-Taylor since she's still stuck in a Chinese isolation hotel after a positive COVID test.
Are you so excited that you were named a flag bearer?
I'm a first-generation immigrant, and so to have all that history and to know what the American flag means to my family, like, it is huge to be asked to carry it.
Myers Taylor recently spoke out to critics who say she and her other athletes should boycott the games over China's human rights record. In an op-ed for USA Today, she acknowledged those concerns but wrote, "To go to Beijing and compete as an American, a woman, a person of color, and as a special needs parent says more than any boycott could." You can watch the opening ceremonies tonight at 7 o'clock. A replay from this morning. Well, today the White House said it wants to deny Russia an opportunity to use, quote, lies to justify an invasion of Ukraine. The U.S. warns of possible plans to stage a fake attack.
The Biden administration says there will be severe consequences for any Russian aggression. Natalie Brand has more from Capitol Hill.
A day after U.S. troops boarded a plane for Poland, Secretary of State Antony Blinken discussed with his Polish counterpart the buildup of Russian troops at Ukraine's border.
We strongly prefer that Russia choose the path of diplomacy and dialogue, but if it does not, we are fully prepared for the alternative.
The U.S. has revealed Russia is planning to stage a fake attack as a pretext to invade Ukraine. The Biden administration has not publicly provided direct evidence, though officials in Kyiv say the U.S. has shared intelligence with them, pointing to a past playbook of spreading disinformation.
They want to confuse people and to build this fake reality that doesn't exist.
Lawmakers described the classified briefing they received on Thursday as sobering and believe it will accelerate a bipartisan sanctions package in addition to the administration's warning of its own severe sanctions.
So to the Russian people, everything you've worked for all of your life in terms of savings and economic opportunity is very much at risk.
Russian President Vladimir Putin met with China's President Xi Jinping while in Beijing for the Winter Olympics. The two issued a statement criticizing external interference in the internal affairs of other states and opposing NATO expansion in Eastern Europe.
We have our own relationship with China. Our focus right now is continuing to unite with allies and partners to respond decisively if Russia further invades Ukraine.
The White House also warns that destabilizing actions in Europe would also impact China's interests. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The Henry Vilas Zoo in Madison is turning unsold T-shirts into a fundraising project to celebrate National Giraffe Day later this year. They're giving away the T-shirts as sewing kits for volunteers to turn them into stuffed giraffes. The zoo tried the same thing last year with a bear project.
Each kit comes with some shirts. So these are older shirts that we couldn't use. So as you can see, some of them have years on them, but they have these nice little other designs that we can use. So people use the shirts, they cut them up, and then they have some interfacing and some stuffing in them, and then they also have the pattern.
So we're trying Fun thing to do on a cold weekend with the kids. The stuffed giraffes will be sold to raise money for the Giraffe Conservation Foundation for World Giraffe Day in June. There were an overwhelming amount of applicants for the 2022 Zoo Giraffe Project, and the zoo quickly hit their sewing volunteer capacity for this year.
That is good news.
Yeah, it is.
All right, still to come at 4, we'll preview Bill Murray's new movie.
It's unlike any film he's ever made before. We'll show you how it's different when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists and has helped over 1 million people. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Fixed. No charge.
Ah, that's my son. He always takes care of his mama.
Ooh, what's up with Granny's casserole?
It's for after your Uncle Joe's funeral. My brother didn't have a life insurance policy.
I hear there's a collection to help Aunt Adele.
Yeah, a funeral costs north of $9,000 these days. That's a hefty bill for family to pay if there's no life insurance check to help.
Wow. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Which reminds me, I've been meaning to tell you, I got that $9.95 plan from Colonial Penn. I'm on a fixed income, so price is important.
The life insurance on TV.
Just $9.95 a month to help you pay my funeral expenses. What about your family, son? You've got a wife and kids and a grandson living with you now, too.
Maybe I should get the $9.95 plan, too. Thing is, this has been a rough year for my business, Ma. Money's tight. Still, for $9.95 a month, I don't have a good excuse, do I?
I'm Jonathan for Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. If you're age 50 to 85, just $9.95 a month buys whole life insurance with guaranteed acceptance. You cannot be turned down for any health reason. There are no health questions. Guaranteed lifetime coverage. Your insurance can never be canceled. Just pay your premiums. Guaranteed lifetime rate lock. Your rate can never increase. It's locked in as soon as you're covered and stays the same for the rest of your life. With guarantees like these, it's no surprise the $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life insurance.
Now don't forget, wear your good suit tonight. And please call about the $9.95 plan today while it's on your mind, okay?
Call now for free information.
Call 1-800-505-7613 for free information and your free beneficiary planner. No obligation. 1-800-505-7613. That's 1-800-505-7613. Call now.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues to help hardworking families attain homeownership. By providing financial coaching, homeowners can manage their mortgage and other finances while building stability for their family. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
Patio doors, patio doors. Scott the window guy can do patio doors. Scott the window guy can do patio doors.
We do patio doors at scottthewindowguy.com.
Welcome back, everyone. A giant super yacht reportedly owned by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos is causing big waves in the Netherlands.
City officials in Rotterdam are considering a plan to take apart an historic bridge to make room for this, the largest sailing yacht in the world, believed to be owned by Amazon boss Jeff Bezos. The 95-year-old bridge, rebuilt after the Nazis bombed it in World War II, is too low to accommodate the massive vessel built in the city's historic shipyards. It's 417 feet long and will have 3 giant masts more than 100 feet tall.
If it was just anybody, but this is the world's richest man that evades taxes and wants to mess with our monument. That's just not okay. I think that's why it's controversial.
As the controversy swirls, Bezos' representatives are not commenting, and city officials are hoping for smoother sailing as they navigate public pressure. California's Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff tweeted about the controversy, writing, "If Jeff Bezos can pay to dismantle a bridge in the Netherlands to fit his super yacht, then his company should have no trouble paying its fair share in taxes so we can build bridges in America." You'd think they'd have figured this out before they started building it.
I guess they didn't expect it to be quite so big. Well, lawyer Michael Avenatti has been convicted for cheating his former client, Stormy Daniels, out of nearly $300,000. Daniels was supposed to receive the money for writing a book about an alleged affair with former President Donald Trump. The verdict was returned today at a federal court in New York. It was the result of an unusual trial in which Avenatti represented himself and got to cross-examine Daniels. Avenatti still faces other legal problems. He has yet to begin serving a 2.5-year prison sentence that he received in 2020 for trying to extort up to $25 million from sportswear giant Nike.
Stocks were mixed on Wall Street amid a strong jobs report. The Dow Industrials lost 21 points, ending the week at 35,089. The Nasdaq gained 219. The S&P 500 added 23. Well, Bill Murray's new movie is nothing like you might expect. It's a documentary on his spoken word and classical music.
Yeah, Rick Damagella reports.
Come travel with me.
Yes, that is Bill Murray performing with world-renowned classical musicians at the Acropolis in New Worlds, the cradle of civilization.
I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty.
The documentary covers the tour's European finale, featuring singing and spoken word readings with classical music pieces conceived by cellist Jan Vogler.
We were friends for a few years, and then I heard Bill sing in Jungle Book,
and I heard him recite poetry at a poetry walk, and I had this idea, so I sent him a text message and said, Bill, I think we can do a show and can go around the world.
This is the moment in the show where people usually look at one another and say,
The performance includes readings of Walt Whitman, James Fenimore Cooper, and a song by Tom Waits.
The piano has been drinking. My necktie is asleep.
He really just writes them for the rest of us to sing them. He really is that great of a person. I didn't even know that song of all his songs. And I thought, oh my God, what a challenge to do that. And what a perfect place to do it with these kind of stiff classical guys, you know.
The musical trio is made up of Vogler, violinist Mira Wang, and pianist Vanessa Perez. With so much talent on stage, who is the conductor?
That's a really good question.
Nobody have ever asked that. And
we're both fighting to answer that one, or not answer that. We're both fighting to not answer that question.
So the truth is probably that it's a true collaboration. Everybody listens, and also everybody acts and goes for it, and has strengths and has ideas and temperament. And I think then, but everybody still has the ability to listen, I think, and that keeps us, I think, together.
And so pretty that I hardly can believe I'm real.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Just when you think you know somebody, right?
Interesting.
Wow, it is interesting. The documentary premiered at the 2021 Cannes Film Festival, and it's now in a limited theatrical engagement. For more information, go to Cinelife Entertainment at CINE.com.
He's a talented guy.
Yeah.
From Groundhog,
Renaissance man.
Groundhog Day to this. All right, still to come at 4, we'll meet some inspiring stories from people living near you.
A look back at a year of stories in the 608 with Josh Spreiter coming up after Austin's Weekend Forecast.
The best mattress deals of the year are at Ashley Home Store's Mattress Marathon. Right now, get huge savings on top brands like Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Serta. Plus, save $1,000 instantly on select mattresses. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Your eyes, beautiful on the outside. But if you have diabetes, there can be some not so pretty stuff going on inside. It's true. If you have diabetes, you know high blood sugar is the root of the problem. But that excess sugar can cause the blood vessels to be seriously damaged. And when that happens, this could happen: vision loss or even blindness. That's right. Diabetic retinopathy is a leading cause of blindness for adults in the U.S. But even though you can't see it, there is something you can do about it. Remember this: now is the time to get your eyes checked. Eye care is an incredibly important part of your long-term diabetes management. See a path forward with actions and treatments a retina specialist can provide that may help your eyes and protect against vision loss. Just say to yourself, "Now I see." Then go see an eye care specialist. Visit nowic.com to get the facts about diabetes, your eyes, and what you can do next to take charge of your sight. Brought to you by Regeneron.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV. And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down and it's flat.
Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Suicide.
Suicide.
What can you do to help someone?
Program these numbers into your phone.
Helpline is free therapy available 24/7.
Or download these free apps to your phone that you can customize just for you.
If you thought about suicide, don't be too proud to ask for help.
The suicide will only pass the pain you are feeling onto your family and loved ones.
Get help.
Get help.
Get help.
Ashley Home Store's Friends and Family event is going on now. For a limited time, get up to 54% off doorbusters, plus take a bonus 15% off. And get interest-free financing for 18 months. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Well, take a look at this. Lettuce-loving giant rabbit Honey Mega Bunny suffered a resounding defeat in a head-to-whiskers salad eating contest against competitive eater Rihanna Huang.
That's her job? She's a competitive eater?
She finished 3.5 pounds of chopped salad in 10 minutes, while Honey didn't eat a leaf. Organizers brought in a second rabbit, Precious, who also failed to eat a single leaf. Turns out rabbits are not scarfers. They're not like dogs. Rabbits are nibblers. They nibble all day long.
Yeah, maybe she's a little picky.
Not this time. She hasn't missed many meals.
Meanwhile, look at Raina there. God bless
she
her.
said that salad's very hard to eat fast because it doesn't dissolve.
Absolutely.
She's drinking hot water in between.
Ugh. That's the secret.
That's the secret. All right, so now you know. Austin?
It's like those hot dog eating competitions.
Yeah.
They dip the buns in the water, too. Ugh.
I think Honey had the right idea.
Yeah, I think so. More of a grazer myself there. But later on tonight, we are going to stay quite cold. But we do have a warm-up, actually, in the extended forecast. So make sure you stay tuned. I'll have details and a look at your extended forecast coming up.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock. Because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Had enough? No, arthritis. Here, Aspirin arthritis. Huh. Full prescription strength. Reduces inflammation. Thank the gods. Don't thank them too soon.
Kick pain in the Aspirin.
My daughter has type 2 diabetes, and lately, I've seen this change in her.
Once-weekly Trulicity is proven to help lower A1C. It lowers blood sugar from the first dose, and you could lose up to 10 pounds. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the smart and savvy. When it comes to saving money, the Marshalls are masterful. But back in the day, that was not the case. Today, savings is what drives them. That's why they chose Consumer Cellular.
You live and learn.
They get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Imagine talk, text, and data starting at $20 a month. Plus, AARP members get exclusive discounts. Switch to Consumer Cellular today and start saving.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And welcome back. Still seeing a few flurries outside, but our visibility, at least here on our Skycam, is getting a little bit better. Just a few moments ago, it was a little bit reduced with our visibility, and this is a good indicator of how heavy those snow showers are. And we're not going to see any very heavy snow showers for today, but we did see enough to cause that dusting here for quite a few communities across our area here in southern Wisconsin. Now, it's going to be bitterly cold tonight. After those flurries do end up wrapping up here, even through the evening hours, we could end up seeing one or two more flurries. We're going to stay generally pretty dry afterwards, but then highs look to bounce into the 30s at times here for this next week. So we're really going to start to see more mild conditions returning. Now, another peak here at this Doppler track, still showing quite a bit of that snowfall. Not in our area, but this is that large system that did end up bringing quite a bit of snow, ice, and even, unfortunately, a tornado that touched down in the Alabama area yesterday. Now, our current Doppler track still does show some of our own snowfall here, but notice how most of that activity has already actually exited the area. But we are still looking at some of those lighter flurries and lighter snow showers, especially right around Dane County and farther to the east. Now, you could see 1 or 2/10 of an inch of snow from this, but that's just about all we're looking at. But still, if you do see some snow on those roadways, take it slow, of course. But the future track does show those temperatures staying in the teens here for the next few hours. Later on tonight, they're going to drop down to right around 0 or even a few degrees below 0 yet again. Very similar to what we saw here early this morning. But then towards the afternoon tomorrow, we're going to see those 20s returning. I do think there is now a slight chance to actually see another flurry overnight into Sunday morning. That shouldn't really amount to too much, and these models are just starting to pick up on that potential for just a flurry or so there on Saturday night and into Sunday morning. But then by the afternoon hours on Sunday, temperatures are even going to bounce into the 30s, so we are going to see those warming conditions here even for Sunday, taking a little bit of a step back for Monday, but then we do see that return into the 30s for both Tuesday and Wednesday. It is going to feel quite nice out there, especially with those middle 30s there. But then the very end of the forecast does look to be very close to average, if not a little bit colder than that. We are looking at a slight cool down, and then even beyond that, we'll still be pretty close to average, but still a little bit colder. Now we're at the point of the year where our average high temperature is starting to increase. Now, ever so slowly, it's starting to increase. It has jumped up to 28 degrees, so we still got a long ways to go, but the very end of the forecast does show that cool down here, that it won't drop too far below the actual averages there, but we are going to see those lower to mid-20s for the very end of the forecast. Middle 30s, however, for this next week at times. I'm really much so looking forward to those warmer temperatures.
Everybody is, yeah.
Yeah.
And the average is now going up, right? The average high temperature?
Yeah, this is the first week, and I absolutely love that fact. We've seen the coldest average part of the season. It's still going to get cold, I'm sure, at times, but we're working our way back up.
On average.
Although it's, you know, it's with the festival, the Frozen Festival this weekend, and skiing and snowmobiling and stuff.
Right.
People still want winter, too.
Yeah.
It's only the first week of February.
That's exactly right.
Long way to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's been a week of thank you, Austin. It's been a week of revisiting the first year of our In the 608 segments on News 3 Now.
As we've saved some of the most inspiring stories for last, Josh Breiter shares some of the positive messages shared over the last 365 days.
There's just an energy to the city that I really love.
Perspective, something we all need every once in a while. And for us, it all started with this local cinematographer snapshotting a slice of the 608.
That's just something as simple as waking up for a sunrise or staying up late to watch the stars. I've been able to find a lot of really cool, unique moments in kind of your everyday life.
We've met the Ice Whisperer, making skating possible for Madisonians for more than 30 years at Tenney Park.
It's a kind of a nerve-wracking thing, but the days go by real fast, and it's really rewarding at the end of the day.
There you go. Up you go.
And local law enforcement, showing why it's important to be you on and off the clock.
People see the uniform, but, you know, you forget that there's a real person, you know, underneath this. A lot of people say, you know, I'm surprised that you're a gay cop. And I say, why? Because, you know, I want to represent the people that, you know, live and work here.
Plus, a Monroe man's journey to a healthier life, already down more than 100 pounds with no plans to quit working hard for his family.
Just keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward. Throughout this whole thing, my mantra has been discipline, consistency, and hard work. So create your own mantra. Figure out what you want to say to get you to where you need to be.
Then there's a local wrestling coach, breaking barriers as one of the only female head coaches in the game, but fighting her own battle of terminal cancer at home, reminding us to never give up.
You got to lead by example, you know, and we tell them all the time, you know, if there's time left on the clock, there's still time to win, so we're looking for that, looking for a miracle.
And of course, the story that went viral from the 608 across the nation. The Mount Horeb native who danced her way out of every chemotherapy appointment, proving it's the positive energy that always shines above.
Whatever you're going through, try to find something that you can be joyful about, because
Positive attitude makes every difference in a negative situation. Just connecting with people and hearing other people's stories, it makes me want to continue dancing, even after.
In the 608, Josh Breiter, News 3 Now.
And remember, you can always rewatch Josh's stories by going to channel3000.com and clicking on the 608 tab. You'll find an interactive map of everywhere Josh has been over the last year. And coming up next on Live at 4, we mark National Wear Red Day.
Yes, you remembered. I did not get the memo, unfortunately. And then coming up next hour at 5, we talked to someone who was just feet away when a semi barreled through their home this morning. We'll have that story at 5.
Delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop any way. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Dry eye symptoms driving you crazy? Inflammation might be to blame.
Time for ache and burn.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Those will probably pass by me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief. Xiidra is the only FDA-approved non-steroid eye drop specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts. Talk to an eye doctor about Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye. This year, there are more tax credits at stake than ever before. Thousands more. The tax pros at Jackson Hewitt will help track down every last dollar. Jackson Hewitt is here to make sure you don't miss a single deduction, so you can get your biggest refund guaranteed.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-6947. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-6947.
At Pick and Save, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales for prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Tonight at 5, Governor Evers and a host of Wisconsin mayors commemorate Rosa Parks' birthday on Transit Equity Day, and a Democratic senator calls it quits. Tonight, we take a look at the number of other retirement announcements in the legislature. It's coming up at 5.
Flurries coming to an end this evening, but we could see some more snowflakes swirling around this weekend. Look at your full forecast.
And ahead at 6, a semi plows into a house in Belleville. How the homeowner narrowly escaped with no injuries. Coming up tonight at 6.
Here's a look at downtown Philadelphia as we spin the weather wheel. You know, I've never been to Philadelphia.
Oh, you have to go. It's a great city.
35 and raining there today.
Yeah.
It is. I didn't realize it was that built up.
Oh, yeah. It's a big city. It's a great city. I have a lot of family in Philadelphia.
You visit a lot. Well, on this National Wear Red Day, the American Heart Association hopes to raise awareness about the #1 killer of women.
Danya Backus has the story of one woman who suffered a heart condition on the rise in females.
75-year-old Dr. Elaine Camille spends her days caring for children with kidney disorders. After a work trip in 2013, she experienced chest pain and shortness of breath.
I actually had been seeing a cardiologist for a few months beforehand because I've been having some chest discomfort, and my evaluation was fine.
She was diagnosed with broken heart syndrome, which causes weakness of the heart muscle, often triggered by emotional or physical stress. While considered temporary, up to 10% of patients will have another event within 5 years.
We lost one of our sons at the very end of 2009. I'm pretty sure I had another episode back then.
Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. The Women's Heart Alliance has launched a new awareness campaign.
We are doing this because of the rising cardiovascular death rates in women, particularly younger women under the age of 50, and particularly women of color. And this started before the pandemic, but it has been exacerbated by the pandemic.
Dr. Noelle Berry-Mers with Cedars-Sinai Medical Center says the warning signs are not just chest pain.
Women will have other types of symptoms, and this is why they get misdiagnosed: indigestion, overwhelming fatigue, shortness of breath, radiating pain into their jaw or their shoulder.
Research shows broken heart syndrome is on the rise in middle-aged and older women.
I go for regular follow-ups. I take my medications faithfully. The hard part is, I guess, psychologically, knowing that you had this problem and not being worried constantly it's going to come back.
Dr. Camille is part of a Cedars-Sinai study to help doctors better understand the condition. She hopes more women take charge of their heart health. Danya Backus, CBS News.
It is important to get your heart checked. A doctor can calculate a woman's risk of heart disease through tests and screenings. You didn't wear your red today.
I never forget these things. You always forget.
I always forget.
And you wore red.
Here,
I never
you can
forget.
have this.
Oh, thank you. I'll take your tie. Yeah. No, sorry about that.
No, you don't apologize for that. Still to come at 4, our Michael Bruno goes backstage with some Little Women.
We'll check out Janesville Performing Arts Center's production of the musical Little Women when Live at 4 continues.
What are you recommending for muscle pain?
Based on clinical data, I recommend Salonpas.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salonpas, it's good medicine.
The Build, Remodel, and Landscape Show is coming, and admission is free. Shop, compare, and save big. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at the Monona Terrace Convention Center.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
You've heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but you still need to see your dentist because getting good dental care is important to your overall health. You know dental bills can take a big bite out of your budget, especially if you're retired or on Medicare. Even a simple cleaning can cost $200. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost hundreds, even thousands more. But affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company can help. Give us a call or go online for this free information kit with all the details. This isn't just a discount plan. This is real dental insurance that can help pay for over 350 covered procedures like cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. There are no deductibles, no annual maximum, and you can see any dentist you like. So don't wait. Call or go to sendinfokit.com to see how easy it is to save on dental bills.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Test rest a Beauty Rest Black or Black Hybrid at Steinhafels, and you could win a 2-year lease to a 2022 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250. Beauty Rest Black is the ultimate in luxury and comfort. Queen mattresses start at just $23.99. Plus, get a free weighted blanket and $200 in Steinhafels cash. And with Steinhafels special financing and free delivery, buying a Beauty Rest Black has never been easier. Relax, it's Steinhafels and Steinhafels.com.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Go to Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs.
And welcome back. Taking a look at traffic. Things are moving a little bit slower than normal in some spots, especially right here along the belt line. And you know, there was a little bit of that light snow that did end up falling here over the last few hours. It really wasn't much, but it could have been enough to cause a few slick spots in some locations. So do keep that in mind if you're heading out on those roadways. Down around the Janesville area, things are looking quite nice. The main roadways, no major slowdowns have actually been reported.
All right, Austin, thank you. Well, so much for lunch. That was close.
Wow.
Let's take another look. A food truck hits another vehicle, sending it crashing into a food cart in front of this restaurant in Thailand. Luckily, the cart, made out of reinforced steel, is in the perfect spot to protect the diners who jump up and run for safety. Nobody seriously hurt. The truck driver escapes with only minor injuries. That'll wake you up.
Yes.
In a big hurry. Well, Little Woman is a coming-of-age novel written by Louisa May Alcott, originally published in 1868 and 1869.
It's been turned into several films, and it actually hit the Broadway stage in 1912.
A new adaptation is being performed this weekend at the Janesville Performing Arts Center, and our Michael Bruno goes backstage to check it out.
This is very nice. Such a lovely party. The music sounds so thrilling. It makes a person feel like dancing. I'm very good. I won a medal for dancing at school.
I don't dance. And besides, I have a patch on the back of my dress.
Patch? Let me see.
No! No!
I like it. That patch should start a whole new fashion. Dance with me tonight, and I guarantee by next spring, every girl in Concord will be wearing a patch on her dress.
Well, it's a very family-centered story. It's about 4 sisters and their experience going through the Civil War. Their father has enlisted. He's an army chaplain. Their mother is on her own taking care of these girls, but they still manage to have lots of fun and really sweet, loving moments.
And you make me wanna dare to take that chance on you.
All right. We could box if you like.
Yeah, so I'm Lori, Theodore Lawrence III. Yeah, he is their neighbor across the street. So he ends up, he meets them along the way with his grandfather. He meets Joe at a ball. So they dance, they hit it off. They're just best friends, and he ends up falling in love with her. We'll be the best of friends when you take a chance on me.
It's a wonderful period piece, and you find that they still have the same adventures and struggles and feelings that girls have today, young women have today.
Unhand that woman, villain!
Who are you?
I am your destiny.
And tell me what it's like to sing in a musical to tracks. What's that like for you?
It's challenging in some ways because there's no room for, you know, if you're a little bit behind or whatever, you have to be right on it with the track.
No, tracks are unforgiving. Your costume's not on all the way, you figure it out. You gotta get right back on.
Words I spoke ignited the air. I felt like a publishing lioness. That's when Dashwood started to shout, and I thought he'd throw me out. But then I persevered, and a forest appeared at the Weekly Volcano Press. And Clarissa thrusts, she parries, she backs up Braxton, pins him against the tree. She leaps up on a craggy rock, her sword swishing and swooshing. Never has she been so determined. She is on fire! Pity she had never taken dueling lessons. But at that moment, who should appear but the long-forgotten Rodrigo?
This is your end, villain. I've waited a lifetime to destroy you. Who are you? I am your worst nightmare, Braxton. I am
her sister!
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Great set.
Michael joining us now.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
Are these high school kids or community theater kids?
It's community theater, so they run the broad gamut. It's the Janesville Performing Arts Center, so there's a wide range of ages with the actors. And that Sullivan has been the lead in almost all the Janesville Parker High School shows, and he's tremendous.
Yes.
What a triple threat he is, and he makes a great partner with Ashley. It's Broadway caliber performances there.
Yeah, it looked like Broadway caliber sets and lighting. And
yes.
The costumes are amazing. The set's amazing. Really, everything about it. The songs are really catchy, especially for being, Little Women that was written in the 1800s. It kind of hangs in there.
Some things are timeless, I guess.
Boy, and it's good to see performances without masks. You know what I mean? Yes. To be able to really hear the music and see the words. And if you're going to see the show, what do you have to wear? Are those the parameters? You should wear a mask?
Well, I think there are two different seating areas, one where you can be masked and one where you don't have to wear a mask. It's a big theater. It's gorgeous. So I think the balcony is one tier of seating, and then the orchestra is another tier of seating. And you can when you buy your tickets, it'll explain that on the website.
That's a good way to do it, yeah.
Tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Okay.
All right, it's that time of the week. 3,
We don't
2,
about Bruno.
we don't get
We don't talk about Bruno.
This is the #1 hit from Encanto.
It's Friday!
It's Friday!
Okay, Austin is here. He doesn't know what to do.
3. It's just like we planned.
We missed the dress rehearsal.
We're not talking to Bruno anymore. Have a good weekend, guys.
Have a good weekend, guys. Good to see you. Good job, Michael.
Well, final check your forecast coming up.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
This is why you want Farmers Claim Forgiveness. Your home premium won't go up just because of this.
Wow, that's something.
You get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks. Get a quote today. We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Your eyes, beautiful on the outside, but if you have diabetes, there can be some not so pretty stuff going on inside. It's true, with diabetic retinopathy, excess sugar can damage blood vessels, causing vision loss or even blindness. So remember this, now is the time to get your eyes checked. Eye care is important to your long-term diabetes management. See a path forward with actions and treatments from a retina specialist that may help protect against vision loss. Visit nowic.com and take charge of your sight.
Well, they're iced up in the winter, they're foggy in the summer. Chips, cracks, and sags can be quite a bummer. If you're not sure, then look for these clues, 'cause you may suffer from the vinyl window blues.
I'm Scott, the window guy from AHT Wisconsin Windows. Our windows don't ice up, fog, chip, crack, or sag because we use a solid core composite frame that's 400% stronger than vinyl.
Get $225 off per window at scottthewindowguy.com.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Tonight at 5, Governor Evers and a host of Wisconsin mayors commemorate Rosa Parks' birthday on Transit Equity Day, and a Democratic senator calls it quits. Tonight, we take a look at the number of other retirement announcements in the legislature. It's coming up at 5.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team advocates for you, asking the right questions.
You hope to make that right.
And getting results.
They sent a water heater the next day after you made the call.
Call for Action, only on News 3 Now.
And one final check of the forecast. It does show some sunshine for tomorrow, a high of only 20. We're going to see the 30s returning for Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'm looking forward to those warmer conditions. Thursday and Friday, a chance for some lighter snow that we're watching out for. Make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Deep in credit card debt? Did you know Credit Associates can help you reduce that debt? It's not nearly as complicated as you think. Let me show you what I mean. First, there's the total amount of credit card debt you owe. Whoa! We can reduce that by almost half. Second, how about those decades you'll be in debt? We reduced that down to as little as 24 to 36 months, giving you up to 20 debt-free years back.
lastly, how about the endless hours of stress and anxiety from being in debt?
We can help reduce that too. It's easy to get started. Call now to see how Credit Associates can reduce your debt and save you thousands. The information is free and there's no risk to call. 1-800-949-3849. Call Credit Associates now to start living better, debt-free. 1-800-949-3849.
Over these past months, we've all experienced changes and a great deal of reflection. But here's a change you can truly be excited about. Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, permanently removes the fat from your stomach, hips and thighs, and back.
I walked past mirrors. I didn't want to see any of that. I can't even tell you how excited I am about Sono Bello and what they've done for me.
I'm just living my best life now because I'm being the best that I can be.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently. Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. Plus, get $250 off instantly. You deserve to do something for you. Call 1-888-512-1753 or go to sonobello.com now.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best-kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Well, after enjoying last week off due to golf here on CBS, Louie and Oliver are back.
And they have some great animal stories for us in this week's edition of the News Hounds.
Here's the News Hounds, Louie and Oliver, with their World News Roundup.
This week on the News Hounds, a baby sloth recovers.
Otters have a snack on eggs.
And a porcupine steals your heart.
But first, some amazing video at sea. A photographer in Hawaii captured this beautiful moment in nature. A whale and a dolphin playing together in the ocean. The photographer, Jacob Vandervelde, says it was like finding a needle in a haystack and adds he's never seen anything like it before. He sees it as a sign of hope, a moment of zen in a crazy world.
A rescued baby sloth is being cared for by experts in Colombia. A vet tending the Hoffman's two-toed sloth, which is just 1 month old, says it needs round-the-clock care. Normally, they're with their mother for a year, and they stop breastfeeding at 7 months, so this little one is going to be around for some time before he can be released back into the wild. This species lives in forests in Central and South America and spends much of its time upside down. Good luck, little one.
It's snack time for Lemmy and Lila at the Oregon Zoo. The two spotted-necked otters really like their hard-boiled eggs. Their claws, webbed feet, and teeth make it easier to catch, hold, and eat their food, whether it's fish, aquatic insects, or hard-boiled eggs. Zookeepers say peeling the eggs is part of the fun and enrichment since it encourages Lemmy and Lila's natural behaviors, and it gives us something to smile about.
Finally, speaking of smiling, the National Zoo in Washington is showing off their newest addition. Their prehensile-tailed porcupine couple, Beatrix and Quilber, recently welcomed their second offspring, and the new kid is looking sharp. The porcupette, as baby porcupines are known, is seen with mom Beatrix only. Dad Quilber is in a different habitat now to allow mom and the porcupette to bond. The now nearly 3-week-old baby looks cozy with mom and is nursing well and gaining weight. The zoo team is looking forward to learning if the newborn will take after Beatrix, who is relaxed and easygoing, or more active and curious like Dad Quilber. They're hoping to reveal their porcupette's sex and name in a few weeks.
And that's this week's edition of the News Hounds Now Update.
A porcupette. We'll end the week there. Have a great weekend, everybody. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.